Welcome everyone to our Study Abroad podcast series. So, today we have Pallavi from UT Austin. We'll be knowing her journey from India to UT Austin. Welcome, Pallavi, to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Pallavi, when was the very first time you thought you should go abroad for some studies or some exposure or something like that? When was the very first occurrence in your life, in your mind that you thought about this?
I have little experience of abroad, studying abroad because in 2017, before my final year, I have a 3-month research internship. So that has given me a exposure how the research life looks like abroad in US. And then I joined the in my after in my final year I joined the National Oil Company ONGC. So I worked there. I understand the corporate setting of working in corporate culture, and I realized that academic setting or research setting suits me well compared to the corporate life what I was living in, doing the day-to-day work what I was doing in ONGC. So yeah, I choose it.
So, this research internship or research work was which college was that in your previous?
Colorado School of Mines, Colorado School
So,
of
you have been to Colorado School of Mines for like one summer, kind of like 3 4 months.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay, sure. So, it's good. This kind of research internship is also like a kind of a decision making help that okay, is this something to suit you or not suit you? So, some people who might be doing will decide that okay, fine, I'll do PhD because I like this, or I will not go for PhD because I don't like this.
yes, that's true. Internships, I would say, it's a very plays important role in shaping your career. So it's better to have a diverse uh, experience of internships. Yeah.
Yeah, each internship is either it will push you in that direction or withhold you from the, going in the same direction.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, Pallavi, after you decided that you will be doing PhD, you applied to few of the colleges or few of the countries, or UT Austin was the only college in your case?
I started application just after the COVID in 2021. So it was challenging for me because my first attempt was to apply to the Europe, but the applications were very less. They were taking very less PhD candidate at that year. So then I moved to the United States, and in United States I applied for like 4 to 5 colleges, and I got the best one. So I'm happy.
Sure,
And
sure.
I'm
So you
getting
probably
more
got
internships.
some scholarship with the offer, or probably the full scholarship along with the full tuition fee waiver or something like that.
Yes, my curriculum fees is covered by the university. I get monthly stipend, and that stipend is enough for like living and having the like day-to-day cost, and even you can save little bit. And I also got an additional scholarship by my university for like a meritorial scholarship. So I think I'm kind of earning a good, like saving a lot compared in what we compare in Indian rupees. So I'm saving it's good, but here in US it's okay. So I would say you don't need to take financial load on you when you're coming for PhD.
So you are on your feet completely and with a bit of a saving, etc. Sure, sure. Once you got this PhD offer, you had to go through this visa process and like flight and accommodation. So how was your visa process in your case? Like, was it smooth enough? Any hiccups did you have?
Oh my goodness. Yes, visa process was challenging for me because I applied in 2022. So my enrollment was for summers 2022. I applied for the visa, and I didn't got the interview because it was the crunch time of COVID. Therefore, I have to defer my admit to fall, and then I retry for the visa application and not visa application, but visa interview, and finally I got in. fall. So yeah, it's a long process, and getting US visa is little tricky.
So in your case, how much time did it take you to get the visa? Total, start to end?
It's all depends when you get the visa interview. If you are able to book interview, then it's like only 5 days work. But if you are not able to get a visa interview, then it's like months game.
Okay, okay, sure. And what about the accommodation? How did you find your accommodation in the foreign country?
So here in United States, there are brokers or realtors which will help you to find the property. So they will not charge from you, but they will charge from the landlords. So I contacted one of the realtors from my I talked to my graduate administrative representative from my university. They helped me to share the details of the like the realtors and all. Through that, I was able to find the property.
Sure, sure. And which flight did you take, and how did you choose which flight to take in your case?
So in my case, I took American Airlines, and I basically read the reviews of American Airlines, and there are so many students who respond on the social sites about the airlines and how was their experience. Reading by that, I choose that.
Sure. And as you did fly to US before, so the travel experience was not much new in your case. Did you the Colorado School of Mines time versus this time, did you see any changes in your experience of the flight journey when you landed or on the way, etc.? Or any hiccups that happened while taking the flight?
No, I think it was smooth, but yeah, it's too long for just having traveling for 24, 25 hours, but it was fine. It was no hiccups and anything.
Sure, sure. And once you landed here and you got your accommodation, because so in your case, probably though not much surprises in the culture, like cultural shock, etc. Like, did you see any difference, like UT Austin versus CSM in your case? What were the few differences that you may have encountered in the beginning?
Yes, so there was a difference, many differences. First of all, CSM was in a small town called Golden, and UT Austin is in Austin, which is it's a big city. Like I would not say very big city, but it's a medium-sized city, which I like. So for me, was easy to like accustomed to the culture and accustomed to the setting here in Austin compared to Golden CSM for the city. And the second, as a when you are a student, you are the part of like many WhatsApp groups. You are part of the university cultural group. There is a cultural group. Every university here in US have a cultural group called Hindu Yuva. So you are associated with all the Indian student community with through this group, and we used to celebrate all the festival which we use in to celebrate in India, like Diwali, Holi, Janmashtami. So you don't feel like homesick, because when you meet like people from the same culture and celebrate the same festivals and share same beliefs, you feel more connected.
Sure, sure, sure. And the research culture of Colorado School of Mines and UT Austin, from a geophysical point of view, how do you see the research group in your case?
I think research group are both very competitive in CSM and UT Austin. I went CSM in summers, so like I was a internship student, so I was not connected to the other students a lot in CSM. So I cannot say much about CSM because I was in working in an isolated lab and independently. Now coming to the UT Austin, I would say research program here is very good. The professors here are very, very smart, and they push you from the comfortable zone and will try to achieve the excellent work from you. And as UT Austin is near to the Houston, which is the energy capital of the world, So the collaboration with industries is really good. So uh, I, I will feel the resources are really good in UT Austin to experience to like research on anything.
And as a PhD student, usually the candidates get to go to a lot of conferences, and there is like a lot of networking, paper presentation, etc. So, how many conferences, or what was your experience in terms of conferences in your case?
I think it depends to professor. And for my professor, she always pushed me for the conferences. Just after my first year, like I joined in 2022 fall. Before 2023 fall, I attended one conference, SPWA, and then next year I attended SPWA, Image, and now I'm going to ATC. So within like 2.5 years, I am attending the most of the uh, most popular conferences free. So yeah, they sponsor like they fund you for the conferences and they push you to work. Don't just delay your research work, just publishing at the end moment, but keep publishing and keep networking with people.
Yeah. And for PhD, like in your case or your research group, usually I think there is like some condition that you have to publish two, three papers or something to graduate, or maybe write a long thesis or a combination of this. So in your case, what is like the PhD finishing criteria, or like your research group, your seniors, etc.?
So in my research group, so within when you enroll as a PhD student, within 30 months of enrollment, there is a PhD proposal, thesis proposal thing, which you have to propose. Okay, you will achieve these goals, and the timelines when you achieve. So so when you achieve the goals, when you have mentioned in that proposal defend uh, program, you are done with your PhD. And normally people have like 4 to 5 research papers, and the minimum criteria is 3, but normally it's 4 to 5 because you keep publishing and going to the conferences. I have to add one more thing. Here in PhD, there is an internship program also. So during summers, we are allowed to do internships which help us to navigate our research, like in which direction we want to go. Like either we can go in academia or we can go as a join industries. Here in US, it's normal to join industry after PhD, and even they value your PhD. Industries values your PhD and give you a research roles here in district. In last summer, I have done internship with Occidental Petroleum Oxy, and it was really a good exposure, which will surely help me in my research work.
So there are also this part-time job. Also, some students do. Did you try any of the part-time jobs also, like RATA, or like your scholarship had a RATA kind of component in it?
So most of the time I am RA, but yeah, sometimes my professor make me to do TA. I think TA is also a good job to take on because you are interacting student and trying to explain the concepts, which help to understand the concept and the subject more in detail.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And this summer job is usually like 4 months, right? Like fall semester, spring semester, and this summer break is 4 months almost, which is unusual thing for India usually, because in India I think we don't get 4 months, usually 3 months, 2.5 months maximum. So do you see? I mean, when you did this Colorado School of Mines, did you spend like 3 months or 4 months or 2.5 months? How did you cope up
Three
with
months.
that? So you, I mean, your supervisor or somebody allowed you to just work for like 3 months, not like insisted to for 4 months summer job.
Yes, it was just 3 months for the summers. It was like yes, and she was I was we were like I was like a RA there because I was doing research work.
But the one you spoke about last year you did was like full 4 months, isn't it?
The Oxy one,
Yeah.
the Occidental Petrol. No, it was also the 3 month. It was this May to this June to this August, mid August. So yeah, it was
Okay.
also 3 months.
So I guess then it's usually 3 to 4 months depending on company and let's say the professor also.
Yes, yes. It's mainly 3 months. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sure. And your accommodation that you live and your college, your university campus is nearby or it's a bit far? Like, how do you commute usually every day?
Yeah, there is a public buses here which are free for students. So I use that public bus and it's just 7 minutes by bus, 7 to 8
Okay, okay.
minutes. So,
So like 10 minutes door to door, probably
yeah,
roughly.
yeah, yeah.
Sure, sure. So in PhD, usually like there are a lot of people, who get this emotional fluctuations at times that, it's a bit like entrepreneurship. Some people like feel like quitting at times, or there is like a self-doubt that happens to people. There would be like some stress level up and down. Anything like that you experienced in the last 2 years or something, or like your peers maybe?
Yeah, it's the PhD is a very weird journey. I would say it's always you are ups and lows because when you're working on some topic on months and you're not getting results, it's become little low point of your PhD, I would say. And keep you start doubting yourself. Are you in the right path? Are you not wasting time? Like you can do much more things just working on one thing and you're not getting any result. It's common for every PhD student to have that thing. But I would say if your why is clear, like why you want to do PhD, it's clear, you will overcome all these low points easily because you are very clear why you are doing this. So yeah, I would suggest everyone who is joining PhD, just don't take PhD as an option. Like I don't have jobs or I there is not good opportunity here, therefore I'm doing PhD. Have a solid why you want to choose PhD, not other things.
Sure, sure, sure. I think that's a very good advice for everyone. I think generally that if your why is clear, then a lot of things become clearer as the time goes on. Just a matter of patience then. So, Pallavi, what's your goal or what's your future plans for the next few years?
My future plans for next few years to complete PhD for sure. So I'm already done by 2 years. I'm most probably 2 or 3 years I am left with. So yeah, I want to explore every internship with different companies to understand the culture of the industry and how industry works here. And yeah, and try to do my PhD like as soon as possible and as good as possible.
Sure, sure. That's good. So, coming to the very last question, what will be some pro tips for the juniors who are trying to maybe pursue masters or PhD from UT Austin or US in general, or in general like study abroad dreams? I think one advice you already gave that your why should be clear and don't just treat it as an option. Come apart from this advice, any other advice would you like to give to the students, to the aspirants?
Yeah, the very first point I would say, start learning cooking because it looks very small task, but when you have a such much so much of academic load, you should know how to manage yourself, your food, your groceries, your day to day like setting. In India, we are very pampered because the food is very like easily available to you. Here, like cooking is a important part, and you should learn before coming, otherwise you will feel like overwhelmed. Second, uh second is like there is a little bit cultural shock. So I think nowadays everyone is into TV series and every like movies, so more and less exposed to little bit of culture. But yeah, it is different what we see in movies and TV series. Like it looks like very uh party culture, but US is in all is very not a party culture. Every restaurant just closes at 9 and things. So try to adapt that like discipline in your life like little bit from starting like working and then not doing a lot of party and how because here you have to really work hard to achieve stuff. And second, yeah, enjoy your academic journey. It's really, though it's little challenging, but it's very you feel very rewarding. It's very rewarding here. Like you will really end up in good paying jobs and you will like the work culture and enjoy the vibes. Yeah.
Sure, sure. That's always a good advice, not to follow movies or TV series because that's like the glamorous part or like eye-catching part or something that grabs attention. The real life and the real life is usually not the same.
Yes,
Okay, okay, Palvi, thank you very much for your time, and we hope our audience have learned something from you. So after this, we'll be uploading this podcast recording on YouTube and also be putting on LinkedIn. So some of the aspirants might be connecting with you, so feel free to advise them if you can. Okay,
sure, sure. I would be
okay,
happy to help if I can help anywhere. Thank
sure,
you.
sure. Thank you very much. Then take care. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.